Hi everyone, welcome to Try Now Code. So in our last video, we have covered the first part of the backend workflow, which is new recurring event. And in today's video, we are going to cover this new API workflow part. So this part is quite helpful in doing the looping in Bubble. As Bubble. So the looping is not available. So we can use this new API workflow in order to achieve that looping part in Bubble. So yeah, so let's start with it. So we are going to create new API workflow, and we are going to create a backend API, and we are going to name it as invitation. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are going to enter some emails, and after entering those emails, we are going to send a email to all those email which we have just entered. So basically, it will be a recurring event. So the first email will be sent, then on the second email the email will be sent, and similarly, all the emails which we are having, so on all of them the email will be sent. Okay, so you have to check all these boxes in order to do that, and then let's come to the front end. So first of all, let's create our form for that, and in order to do that, let's take in one input and a button, and name it as submit. So after submitting, we are going to create an entry in our database, and the database name is reminder. We are going to use it, and now email equal to this input is value, and trigger will be, so the trigger will be no by default. And after clicking on it, we are going to reset the relevant inputs, and then we are going to show all of these entries and which we just entered in our database here. So let's select the type. We're going to select it as reminder, do a search for reminders. We're going to see all of our entries here. Now we're going to show the email which we just entered, so current serve reminders email, and an icon to see whether the email has triggered on this one or not. So okay, let's use this one, and we are going to put condition that if email is triggered on this one, then we're going to show some different icon, and that will be a checkbox kind of icon. Okay, use this one. Okay, so we are basically done with this part. So after submitting, we are going to create a new reminder. We are going to reset the relevant inputs. We are basically able to see all our data here, and at last we are going to click a button which will trigger our master API, and we will say it as trigger. So after clicking on this one, we are going to schedule our API workflow. So basically, in order to trigger this API, you have to go on workflows and type schedule, and here you will be able to see schedule API workflow. Then you have to select your API workflow. So that is invitation, as you can see invitation here. So you have to select invitation, then you have to select schedule date and time. So I'm going to say that current date time because I want to send it on spot. Ignore privacy rule, and then okay. So now after clicking on this button, I have to send all of this data to my backend API. So for this I have to create a parameter here. So let's say emails, and this will be a text type, and it will be a list because all of them will be directly sending from our database to here. Or what we can do, we can basically select the data table as well, and we are going to check it, and the one thing which we are going to say is count, which will be a number type. Okay, so after clicking on trigger, we have scheduled API workflow. So we have to provide these two parameters in order to start with the process. So let's say repeating group reminders, list of reminders, and count will be repeating group reminders, list of reminders का count. Okay, so if you see here, whatever the data this repeating group will show, all of these data will be sent to our backend API part, and then from there we can trigger something, so whatever flow which we needed. So what I'm going to do, I will be sending an email. So let's say send email, and to which email it has to send, because right now we are having multiple emails. So whatever on email section, we are going to have a list. So we are going to have item hashtag, and then we are going to limit as count. So and that email. Okay, so what it will do, whenever suppose there are three emails in this particular repeating group, and if we hit trigger button, then it will send two parameters. First will be all these three emails, and then the another one will be the count. So after clicking on this, it will say send email, and it will find the count. So basically we are going to index which email which we want to send. So on CC, I'm going to enter my email by default, so that I will be able to see all the emails data, and subject will be testing API looping, and same part which we are sending here, we will be selecting here as well. So after clicking on this one, we are going to make changes to a thing to change is again same one. We don't need this one, and email count. Okay, and we are going to trigger equal to yes, in order to show that yeah, the email has been sent to this particular one. And then we are going to reschedule this API. So we will say schedule API workflow again, and the name will be invitation. Scheduling time will be current date and time, ignore privacy rule. And emails, we are going to send a whole list, but in this case we are going to decrease the count so that it will move to the next index. So yeah, so this is how the indexing will be done. So like first, if we have sent a five or three emails, so first the third email will be sent, the next time the count will be 2, and on the second email this email will be triggered, then the next time it will be 1, so on the first email it will be sent. Okay, so now we are almost done with the process. And okay, so after clicking on this, we are going to send an schedule API workflow. And yeah, okay, so let's pivot on the front end. Okay, so first of all, I'm entering sheddertrainogo.com, submit, then sheddertrainogo.com, then let's say okay. So we are having all the emails. So now what we are going to do, we are basically going to click trigger. So after clicking trigger, so as you can see, so first of all it has sent an email to Yash, then Charu, and then finally at my email ID. And even if I check on my emails and refresh, okay, so you will be able to see that I get three emails, and each one of them, firstly I have get but I have CC me, so I am able to also see all those emails. So basically this is how the this API part which you can do the looping is very helpful. So yeah, that is all on today's video.